Hello guys, this is Arslan. Let's do Marc Spector Moon Knight issue 2. Let's get into it. All right, this issue opens up with Marc Spector and the Zodiac trying to escape this facility. They're being attacked by henchmen and it's about time for some action. Be smart, Moon Knight. This doesn't have to go the hard way. Oh yes it does, as he cracks his hands getting ready. Total chaos ensues as these two miscreants go at it. It's the only way I know. He's back, baby. Marc Spector Moon Knight Agency. Part 2. Marc Spector has been captured by the Agence Byzantines, who are trying to find out the whereabouts of his old ally, Jean-Paul Frenchy Deschamps. With the help of Mr. Fear and the mysterious Mr. Smith, they develop an elaborate fictional life around Marc in hopes that he will lead them to their quarry. But to their ruse has been pierced by Moon Knight's longtime enemy, Zodiac, who brought Marc his costume and is fighting by his side to help him escape. Next we see Mr. Smith and Mr. Fear in the surveillance room getting ready. Well, that's a ball game. Moon Knight's loose. I'm out of here. You gonna run? Did I stutter, Mr. Smith? Mr. Fear, aptly named, if not in the way one might assume. It's Moon Knight, not Spider-Man, not Captain America, not Daredevil, Moon Knight. And for some reason that psycho Zodiac is here too. Zodiac, a child playing a man's game. But do as you wish, Mr. Fear. However, before you please pass me my container by the monitor. What's this, your retainer? Something like that. And we see Mr. Fear passing a shiny pair of veneers back to Zodiac, and Moon Knight wreaking havoc on these henchmen. You think a pain lance is gonna do it? Wrong guy for that one, buddy. Agent Byzantine thinks they can't kidnap me, play with me, put me in a little maze and drug me and push me around. Next, the whole entire page is covered in blood and crimson, and as havoc is unleashed. And Moon Knight is unstoppable as he massacres everyone in his reach, blood dripping from his hand on the scaffolding. One of the henchmen has Moon Knight in sights. Got him? Nope. And we see Zodiac throw a knife. Taking out the man. Going to put you on the ground. Go on, Moon Knight. Let it all out, baby. Feels good, doesn't it? This is what... Why are you here, Zodiac? Why are you helping me? And we see Marc Spector place on. The guard of Khonshu. All I ever done is help you, Moon Knight. This whole operation of those French freaks, Agent Byzantine, it made me sick when I tracked you to this place. This goes against everything I want for you. They've been grinding you down, keeping you scared, making you small, making you less. I've been square with you since the beginning. I've always wanted you to help be yourself. I've been trying to make you more. How's this for more? And Moon Knight grabs Zodiac by the throat. The scene jumps back to Mr. Fear and Mr. Smith back in the surveillance room. What is this? Who are you, Mr. Smith? Fear is what I felt as a boy when my parents sent me away to school. Or I tell people that my family were farmers, of course, driven off their land by white devils. It plays better for my ambitions to appear as a man of the people. But in truth, my family profited greatly from the cooperation with colonial interests. As was the fashion, they sent me to England so that I might associate with other sons of wealth and privilege. I was afraid then to leave Barunda, all I'd ever known. But I resolved to be brave, to learn the lessons my parents wished me to learn. Alert, alert. This is interesting and all, but I thought I would meet peers there at this English school, that the wealth and station that our families enjoyed would form a common ground. After all, my parents prized the culture of the colonizer, ignoring our own. I was raised to eat roast beef, not kawate. But no matter how much I tried to speak like them, to dress like them, to be one of them, I was made to understand that I was foreign, that their people were colonizers, and mine the colonized. I suffered at their words, my would-be peers, my fellow elites, suffered at their hands. Ah, done. They called me a savage, they called me primitive, but they liked one name most of all. So with that name in mind, I resolved a different way forward. We jumped to a flashback of the Bushman. Late one night, I drew a death's head on my face with a piece of teacher's chalk, borrowed the knife from the kitchen, and I whispered to the head boy the hard lessons the colonial government death squads in Barunda taught to troublemakers. Death squads employed by his own father's company. Hard lessons that I would teach him if he and his friends did not obey me. If I could earn respect, their respect as at equal, I would command their fear as their better. Bushman, they like to call me. So that Bushman I became. Mr. Smith is full of scars and totally roided out, with a death face painted right upon his countenance. Switch back to the bros. You need me to escape. I'll take my chances. I missed out on choking you to death before, Zodiac, and I won't twice. That's too bad. Blip.
Zodiac activates a trigger causing a beep beep. Zodiac? What? A massive explosion occurred everywhere, all over the facility. Whoa, 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 knocking Moon Knight back and freeing the Zodiac from his clutches. That's quite a kung fu grip, Moon Knight. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm out. I've got places to be. You might want to pay Mr. Fear a visit. Zodiac, you're not getting away again? You can't get rid of me, Moon Knight. When I heard you died, I was inconsolable, but then you came back from the dead, and I, who never believed in gods or fates or anything other than myself, I believed in you, Moon Knight. I'm going to make you into what you need to be, Moon Knight, and you're going to thank me for it. A foolish child, thinking I will leave you alive. You enters the Bushman, chewing on a knife, sparks in his teeth. Marc Spector, Moon Knight, Raoul Bushman. Even with all the drugs, I knew I recognized you, Mr. Smith. You have no idea how happy that makes me, Mark, to hear that you recognized at some level that I was your architect of your degradation. An appetizer to make this main course all the sweeter. You're gonna talk, Bushman. You're gonna tell me everything I want to know. What does Agent Byzantine want, Frenchie? Oh, I will, Mark. To violence, the only real language you and I share. What? Raoul Bushman? Old news. He's not your arch enemy anymore, Moon Knight. I am. Zodiac, baby. So to achieve that, I've locked you and your ex-arch enemy in this room. I've flooded it with fear gas, all to recreate my absolute favorite of your greatest hits, the moments when you hit rock bottom. Both of the enemies begin to hallucinate one another in ghastly figures of each, Moon Knight looking like some spiritual form of Khonshu, and the Bushman an evil, hunched-over demon. So go on, Moon Knight. Cut off his face. Again, to be continued. Next, Marc Spector, Moon Knight, issue number 3, by Jed McKay and the artist Damala Pramanik. I love the panels, I love the ferocity, and I love this book. Stay tuned for more issues. I will catch you all later.